Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man Moray DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit those notification bells so you can know when new material is coming out. Also, join our Facebook page /Elephant Man Podcast. I want you to share what you've been growing this season. If you've been growing anything, if you got a green thumb or you just want to get in the garden, you're growing something, share whatever. If it's a harvest, great or small, I want you to share your harvest. All right. So /Elephant Man Podcast. And then on YouTube, just go to YouTube and subscribe to it. Click on the Paleo Hebrew Yahweh in the bottom right corner, and you should be able to go and be able to subscribe right to it. Shalom, shalom. Blessings, blessings. Shalom, Jason Camford. Shalom, shalom. Blessings to everyone. I just want to jump on real quick, man, because it's very, very interesting. If you haven't checked out, let me get to it. If you haven't checked out the modern medicine, pharmaceuticals and modern medicine that I got, check it out. I'm gonna leave the link in the chat. But it's a very, very interesting thing. We got growing season going on right now, midsummer, and we're having a good time growing and learning. But one thing that I was trying to get into, and I'm interested in getting into, is foraging, right? And that's the identification of medicinal weeds and herbs. And you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that I found. And I have different books that I'm looking into, and foraging for Northwest Indiana. I'm looking at some of the books right now. Food forests, different things like that. So I'm looking at these different things, and some of these places, some of these pictures, they have different pictures of what's going on. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's in my backyard. Hey, I've seen that before, you know. So very, very, very interesting. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna share something with you guys real quick. Blessings to you guys. Like, subscribe, share. This other one is a part two to it too. Nipsey, Nick, and CB, they took it down. I got it on a different platform. I will provide the link to that one. But I want to show you guys something. Share screen. Very, very interesting. Matter of fact, I just took these pictures not too long ago. Just took these pictures not too long ago. All right. So I'm going to click here. Let me see if they're showing it. Some of you guys seen that before, right? That's plantain. Broadleaf plantain. Okay. Some more broadleaf plantain. I'm going to identify that one. But what's this other one I want to show you guys? This right here is yellow dot, right? Thistle. So they got a lot of different things that has a lot of medicinal purposes that's growing right in our yard. So I'm gonna share something else too. It's amazing. Again, we're not trying to do no medical misinformation or anything like that. Do your research. Don't say DB told me to do this and do that. But I want to say this: before they had the pharmaceutical companies, what did they do? What did we do? What did we do? We use the natural herbs and the natural remedies. Matter of fact, I'm not going to share that first. I'm going to share part of my petrochemical and modern medicine video, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. So check this out. This is part of the video. I want you to check it out. It was based off of information I had got. Shout out to Brother Ron down in Florida, Truth Unedited. But check this out.
A century back. Let's talk about modern Western medicine. What medicine is like today is not what it was like centuries ago. Doctors used to practice healing through the natural. Our Father created a world that has the natural resources that were able to give us what our bodies needed to heal. Natural and herbal medicines were very popular in America during the early 1900s. Almost one half the medical colleges and doctors in America were practicing holistic medicine, using extensive knowledge from Europe and Native American traditions. But in the 20th century, all that changed. John D. Rockefeller, the wealthiest man in the history of America, was a huge proponent of this change. And most people don't even know of his influence. I mean, most people don't even know of him. By the turn of the 20th century, Rockefeller controlled 90% of all petroleum refineries in America through ownership of his company, Standard Oil Corporation. His company, Standard Oil, was later split into smaller companies, Mobil, Chevron, Exxon, etc., making the family even wealthier. In the beginning of the 20th century, the 1900s, the science world was getting excited about new petrochemicals and the ability to create a variety of new compounds from oil. Some of the first products derived from petrochemicals were plastics, but organic chemists knew that oil had the potential to create far more than plastic bags. With all the research done, it was found that drugs could be produced from petroleum. So the world's top oil man, who controlled the petroleum market, decided to use his influence to change the medical industry. In the early 1900s, there were a variety of doctors and healing methods in America. Some of the medical specialties included chiropractic, naturopathy, homeopathy, holistic medicine, and herbal medicine. To eliminate the competition, Rockefeller used his massive wealth and influence and changed the game. Rockefeller purchased part
Oh, I'm sorry. My wife just said no sound. Oh my God, I got to go all the way back. So basically, I didn't finish unmuting my mic. I'm sorry. Press one if you can hear me. You are muted ever since the video went off. Okay, no problem. I'll go back. So basically, the petroleum, the medical industry got a petroleum based information. Sorry guys, and they had to demonize and they had to demonize the natural holistic medicines, right? And so what they had to do was try to replace it with petrol-based chemicals, right? I'm sorry, I had it muted. I apologize. But basically, um, I went on. We doing this different research and different things about growing fresh fruits and vegetables. So I wanted to get into growing herbs and growing, looking up medicinal weeds, common weeds. And this is one of the things that I have found was comfrey. So I am going to read that again because I was on mute. I apologize. Subscribe, like, share. Comfrey roots and leaves contain anatonin, a substance that helps new skin cells grow, along with other substances that reduce inflammation and keep skin healthy. Comfrey ointments have been used to heal bruises as well as pulled muscles, ligaments, fractures, sprains, strains, and osteoarthritis. Right? It helps bruises, minor burns, and stuff like this. So basically, I was at one of my locations with our junior master gardeners, and I look over and I see this plant. Only reason I can identify it is because I was looking it up. And she's like, Sister Carmen, she's like, shout out to Carmen, Oasis Botanic Gardens. And so she's like, oh, yeah, it's growing wild. Some of this stuff would grow wild. I said, what? Comfrey growing wild? She took me to a place just outside the gate and it was just growing wild. I couldn't believe it, right? So we perish for lack of knowledge. It's a lot of things around us that is very, very, very valuable. We have to take our time to educate ourselves on it. We walk around it every day like it has no value, but it's so very valuable. So this is comfrey. It heals broken wounds. Again, do your research. This is what it's said to do. It is said to heal broken wounds, uh, and heals wounds as far as burns and bed sores and different things like that, and heals velcros veins. I said that wrong. So comfrey, this is what the plant looks like. A lot of it is growing in the wild. Very amazing. I'm still researching. I'm still looking into it, the common weeds, but I couldn't believe it. Dandelion, of course, everybody know about dandelion. Okay, it is said to have vitamins A, C, and K, folate, calcium, and potassium. Okay, now we look at it. We've been taught, we've been trained. Man, it's terrible. It's an ugly plant. We, get rid of it. You know what I mean? It's a nuisance, right? Get some herbicide, and the market has been flooded with herbicides to destroy a lot of these weeds that are medicinal and nutritional weeds, right? Um, so and it's growing everywhere. Wow, crazy. Like it's just amazing how it's just everywhere you look, right? Antimicrobial, antifungals, detoxifier, wart remover, diuretic. I've heard about the diuretic. Improve in digestions, superfood, and clears acne, lowers blood pressure, relieve arthritis, purifies blood, and helps with cysts. Again, this is some of the things that said that it does. So it's very, very interesting to me. And it's growing wild. It's growing a lot of different places wild. That's why I say By Yah shall supply all your needs, literally. Broadleaf planting. How many of y'all seen this? Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all some of the pictures. I just went out back and took pictures of some broadleaf planting. We just walk around it. We just walk right past it. We pull it up. We get rid of it. Some of this stuff we're gonna educate ourselves. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna educate ourselves and we're gonna know the value of this. Plantain has long been considered an herbalist to be a useful remedy for cough, wounds, inflamed skin, or dermatitis and insect bites. Bruised or crushed leaves have been applied topically to treat insect bites and stings, eczema, and small wounds or cuts. So you put a one in the chat if you've seen this just growing around in your neighborhood, just growing right. Now I'm looking down at my feet everywhere I go, looking at every plant, every weed, and it's crazy because some of this stuff helps you out with The ailments that we have, we walk right past it, step on it, all around our feet, fields of it. You know, when you had them abandoned fields, it's just fields and fields of stuff, man. Do your research. Do your research. Okay. Don't say my pharmacist Bazell ain't saying it. Do your research. I'm learning. We can learn together. Okay. I just was very, very amazed. Right. I see this everywhere. I just seen it in the backyard. All right. All right. Okay. So I just tell you, it helps with heal the skin, scrapes, cuts, burns, cracked skin, helps with itchiness and insect bites. But again, see what you're allergic to. Do your research on it. Don't just go out there and rub it on you. Yellow dot. Now, this yellow dot and the yellow dot root. So let me pause there for let me. I just went out there before I came in. I'm like, that's growing on the side of my house. Yellow dot. That's the root. Okay. Right. Now, I hope they don't take this down talking about this medical misinformation. I'm not telling anybody to go do nothing, but I'm saying when I identified this plant, I'm like, wait a minute. I pulled it up. There's a taproot. Okay. I'm like, ooh, they had to demonize it and put a big campaign. I want you to look up, it's a weed act in 1975 when they was trying to, yellow dock is, he said yellow dock is my herb. She said yellow dock is my herb. So it's just a lot of different things that we're learning. Um, we're gonna learn together, right? Get these different books. This different books is very interesting. Again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I was just looking at some different things, and when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, I seen that growing wild. Antioxidant, antifungal, antibacterial. Ooh, anti-C word, anti-inflammatory. Now you see why they would not want you to think that these different herbs and plants have value, because they can't put a price tag on it, because they can't market it, right? Because you start making tinctures, making teas, making salves, making oils, right? You can just go out and pick it. It's all around us. You know what I'm saying? My Yah, he said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We don't know, we don't understand the value of a lot of these weeds. And the Most High is putting it around and growing wild. It's just amazing. Mullein. Now I've seen this one too. Mullein is a expectorant. Man, I hate, which means to help the body expel excess mucus, usually by helping make your coughs more productive, to bring mucus that may be settling in the chest or the throat. It is also a demucilant. Studies have shown mucilins create a soothing anti-inflammatory coating over mucous membranes. Okay, so if we got cold, you can dry this out. You can make mullein teas. I seen this growing in a while. I did. I'm going to go get it. I was driving down the street. I said, "Oh," and my sons was like, "What? No, don't get out. Don't go get it." It was just growing there. It was growing through from the cracks in the ground, and I was like, "Oh, oh, yeah, I didn't. Now you don't see it, do you? I took it down. Here you go, mullein. I'm sorry. I'm all off the day. I'm excited. Mullein. Yeah. So it was growing in the wild, straight in the hood. So I was like, I'm going to get that. Matter of fact, I might go get that mug tomorrow. But you can dry it out, and you can make teas and different things like that. All right. So we educating ourselves on it. Um, there's no medical misinformation. I'm not giving anybody. Oh, shalom, 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 family, shalom, shalom. Ernest Higgs. That's why Ox like, oh, so misunderstood. You're right, right. Because cold, right. They so misunderstood because of the deep research into these things. Right. They did a whole campaign. Watch that video I put up. They did a whole campaign. You gotta understand, these guys are multi-millionaires. Some was even billionaires. They had this petroleum-based product with the coal tar. And in order to get people to switch over, they had to make the natural herbs and the natural remedies seem less effective or not effective at all, to get you to buy into their to their medicines, right? So they had a whole slaughter, pretty much like a slaughter campaign, right? If you say anything enough, then people be like, "Oh man," or say, "Man, the weeds ain't got no value to it." You walk past it every day, yeah, and it's like, okay, whatever, okay. But we're gonna educate ourselves in this end time, and the Most High gonna show us um, what we need to do. Okay, as a smoking blend treats asthma, coughs, tuberculosis. Look at that. Hemorrhoids, gout, bruises as an ointment. Again, do your research. This is something that I found. It's something that I'm researching. But I'm saying if you have um, something that can treat that's growing in the wild, you can just pick and you can treat your hemorrhoids with it or your bruises or your gout. You're not going to go to the pharmacy. You're not going to go to CVS as much or Walgreens as much or Walmart or wherever you get your stuff from. You're going to get it and you're going to make it yourself. So we got to make sure, you know, to say, oh man, that stuff is no good. So you can come, we can't monetize free and it's growing all around us. So many different plants growing all around us. Man, it's just amazing. Yes, you know what? Look what Lynn said. And they killed off the people and the doctors who were practicing natural medicine. They sure did. They sure did. So now when the other doctors seen it, they like, oh man, you want to keep your license, you want to continue to practice, tell everybody to do this instead of that. I'm gonna tell you a story about one of my friends, my buddy, I ain't gonna say his name, but he had high blood pressure and stuff and he went to the doctor and he said, man, the medicine was swelling him up and messing him up. And the doctor was saying, well, we give you something else to help, this, that, and the other. Then he mentioned that, natural smoothie and different things with beets in it and different things like that, kale and certain leafy greens. And then the doctor's like, oh, yeah, you can do that too. And so he was just basically saying he was so upset because the doctor could have just came right off and said, hey, man, you know, cut back, eat this, get some beets, get some beetroot, but he was stuck on pushing the product, stuck on pushing the medicine, prescription, right? And then you take that prescription, and then it's like, man, well, this is doing this to me. We'll take this prescription, and then before you know, we got a whole table full of medication, man. This whole okay. Well, she said something about mullein. Mullein is really, let me put that up there. Mullein tea is really good for expelling mucus. I keep some with other teas, including dandelion tea. Ooh, we're gonna have us a panel. We're gonna have us a panel. So now it won't be like uh Moray DB said. No, we got people that got facts that it works, that it helps them out. Even myself, even mint helps your stomach, chamomile calms you down, helps your stomach, different things like that. So we're gonna definitely have a panel on there, and we want you guys to be able to come on and share your experiences. Okay. So I think that would be cool. Okay. It opens up airways, eases cough and flu, right? If you had something growing in wild help your cough and flu, you won't. Well, I ain't gonna say. I was gonna say it. I was about to name a product, but I don't want them to. You want to go get these flu and cold uh, products so quickly if you knew that. Lamb's quarter. Lamb's quarter, high in fiber protein, loaded with both A and C. Lamb's quarter also high in manganese, you need that, calcium, you need that, copper, and has a bit of iron and an omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids. Okay. But I'm going to show you this. Well, this is gone now. This is the lamb's quarter. I pulled this out my backyard. It's dry right now because it was a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, wait a minute. I recognize that plant. Went out there. Lo and behold, type of one in the chat if you've seen this lamb's quarter anywhere. Stuff is everywhere. Stuff is everywhere, right? So hopefully I don't get dinged with a medical misinformation. They're going through all of the channels and all of the shows, and certain shows they pulled like 3 of my shows, and I got to go back and watch them and see why. But I can't upload them, so I'm gonna load them to Hebrew Sphere and Hebrew Connect.tv, brother Dwayne, brother Dante. Shout out to them. Okay, so let's see. Okay, then that brings me to this question right here. Right here, say basically say why is Africa so poor? I mean, we're not switching gears. Just check this out. Why is Africa so poor despite being bestowed with natural resources? Do you know they have the most the greatest natural resources? The greatest. Africa is richly endowed with minerals, reserves, and ranks first in quantity of the world reserves: bauxite, cobalt, industrial diamond, phosphate rock, platinum group metals, PGMs, vermiculite, and zirconium. Right, richly endowed, but they are the third world country and swatting flies off their face, and you know how it is. Why is that? Why is that? And it's tying into what I'm saying, right? It's basically tying into what I'm saying because um we don't know the value of it, right? We don't know that how valuable cobalt is. You know, we can't the diamond, the mines, the whole blood diamond thing, or the De Beers company that's mining the diamonds in South Africa and all over Africa. You don't have the equipment, right? You don't have the market, right? So it's just it doesn't have that much value to you. So you walk around, okay, whatever. Cobalt is over there growing or whatever, not growing, but just sitting or whatever. You can't extract it. And even if you do get a piece of it, what you're gonna do with it? You get what I'm saying? So my opinion, if you really want to help these quote unquote third world countries, get your hand off their resources and empower them. But empowering them will shut down other industries, right? It would definitely shut down other industries. There's no way that they should be sickly and all that. But I seen some pictures uh for Africa too that look beautiful. Suburb look like downtown Columbus, Ohio. Beautiful, right? So it's not all like that. That's the pictures and images that they show us, but it is some bad places, right? Where you can't get fresh water, you can't get rice and food and all these different things, you can't get to, and you walking on gold, cobalt, diamonds, rare precious metals. It's nowhere in the world. It's nowhere in the world. But the value is not there. One, they don't know about it. Two, um, they can't do nothing with it once they get it. Three, how they gonna extract it out? So, and my point that I'm trying to make is the value of different things that is free, quote unquote free. They can't monetize free. You got to know what it does. You got to know, is it a diuretic? Does it help with inflammation? Does it help whatever, headaches, coughs, whatever? And it's free, right? And it's growing in the urban cities. It's growing in the urban cities, man. So let's read some of these comments right here. All the presidents of Africa that attempted to resist Western influence have been killed. Yeah, have been killed. Everybody get killed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, right? Or the fun little terrorist African groups with weapons, and then they go around clowning and stuff like that. They are still letting the colonizers strips the land. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm just saying, if they're not educated in it too. So say for instance, we in the village, and all underneath us is cobalt, very rare, very very valuable mineral, right? And then I tell you, hey, around the mineral around you, cobalt is very valuable. Okay, so how's that going to change their life? They need to be able to market it. They need to be able to sell it. They need to be able to extract it. It's so many different things. You get what I'm saying? So when you go in and you put a church and you go in and you put a school in that neighborhood, it should be straight cobalt. Fifth grade on up. Learn everything about it. Learn the business part of it. Everything about it. They'll be able to drill their own wells. They'll be able to sustain their own self and have sustainable income. They'll be able to build their own houses. They'll be able to compete in the market. They'll have autonomy. if they control their resources. They will be able to have autonomy if they control their resources. Period, point blank. Hands down. Okay, said, I need that lamb's quarter. Seems it will be good for the teeth. Yes, chickens love it as well. But you know what? It's growing everywhere. Well, I don't know where you at. See, we in Northwest Indiana, but each region got wild, medicinal, and beneficial weeds and herbs just growing. Each region. So no matter where you at, and I'm pretty sure they might, if you guys live down south, they might even have triple the amount of beneficial weeds and herbs because it's you guys got a longer growing season. It stays warm down there. It's different things like that. So they probably got all kind of stuff, right? So Africa isn't poor. They have some of the best healthcare and teeth. Tetra mom. Africa isn't poor. They have some of the best health ever and teeth. Amen. Amen. And that's crazy. You know it's crazy? It's be like, well, man, even when the jab and the whole thing came through, it seemed like they won't really touch like that. You know what I mean? They got a healthy diet. They eat a lot of fibers and different things like that. They don't eat a lot of processed foods like us over here. You know, we are always on the go, microwave some stuff, but we miss that nutrients. We missed a lot of the nutrients, right? It's cooked out, it's frozen out, it's artificial flavors and color, and we don't get that same thing, you know. And so then we grab more bottles. Herbs are easier to grow than other foods. Absolutely. Absolutely. Herbs are easier to grow than other foods. You can grow them on your windowsill. So even in here in Indiana, when it start getting snow on the ground and stuff, you can bring them in and grow them on your windowsill, right? Dill and basil, cilantro, parsley, um, um, all kind of different herbs. I got some purple basil I'm growing, and so yeah, oh yeah, in Georgia, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They probably got a lot of different things. So I would say, do your research, get these books, check them out, check them out. Grab a book about medicinal herbs and weeds, and identify them. Get some books with some pictures and some plants in them. Right. Do the research and have see is any foraging things going on in your community where you just actually go out and look and see what's out there. Okay. Go out and so you better look and see. Yeah, right. They do need business sense, Jay Highstyle. Shalom, brother. Shout out to you. They need business, and that's the whole thing too. Because if you control the education, you control what's learned. You can control what's not learned. You can control all of that stuff, right? So that's mighty funny. The first thing they do when they go to these missionaries, they put a church out there and the school out there because certain things they want you to learn, and then they want you to be submissive, but not to the Most High Yah. You know what I mean? Because the Most High Yah will set the captives free and empower you, right? But religion will bind you, right? And taking scriptures out of context and all of that stuff. So, but it's very very interesting though, very interesting. I definitely want to have a panel. If you use some of these products, yellow dock, white clover, lamb's quarter, plantain, broadleaf plantain, any of these different things. Okay, what does it say? Plant identifier app. Okay, I got to look that up. Yeah, if you guys know any plant identifying apps, they got a lot of them. Just to look it up too. So what it is you'll open the app and then hover it over you'll hover it over your the plant, and then it'll tell you uh pretty much what it is. All right. So we definitely. I was trying to find my pictures. I know that's thistle, but that's not what I want to go. But I'm telling you, I literally walked in. Oh, this was a dried up yellow dog, and I found out the name of this. This is growing right in my backyard. Um, Broadleaf. Identify that. So I'm identify a lot of these different things. All right. So if you guys want to be interested in that panel discussion, right? You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be an herbalist. If you used it, if you use it or use it, let me know, and I'm going to. Well, she see my email in there. My email's at. Let me put my email in there. All right, this the email. Elephant Man 0. That's not 050. That's 050 at gmail.com. Elephant Man 050 at gmail.com. Say, hey, I use dandelion as a salve or a tea, and I want to come on a panel and talk about it. And we're going to get it going because we want to educate our people. I couldn't believe it. And that for years, I just walked past it, right? I just like, oh, okay. But then when I started looking at seeing the pictures, and some of them look like others, that's why you got to really look. So I just finished graduating from the Master Gardener class, and we just had some graduates from the Junior Master Gardener class, and they're doing internships this summer, and it's really a blessing, really, really, really a blessing. We trying to teach our people how to grow and different. And hold on, let me pull this up, pull the picture up. Let's see. Oh, it's still open. Cool. See, we had this high school come by and some colleges come by, and we just took pictures with some of our people, and they're learning how to grow a lot of different things. My man's right here. He's eating he's eating a pear. He's looking at it, but he's like it's kind of small, but he picked it before it was full. So yeah, my man's right here. He went inside with the goats. I was just like, wow. He went inside with the goats. So I'm definitely gonna reach out to him and say, yo, bro, you definitely need the Junior Master Garden class. And the hoop houses growing fresh fruits and vegetables, the high tunnels and let you be able to grow fresh fruits and vegetables year round. They do herbs too, but a lot of times we walk past um, my mammoth sunflower. A lot of times we walk past uh, the weeds. So a lot of times we really don't we don't know the benefits of the weeds, right? So we definitely need to get up. A lot of plants that they call weeds have been finding out they have health benefits. They really do not want people using holistic meaning. Do you see that? This is exactly my point. A lot of plants that they call weeds, I have been finding out, have many health benefits. They really do not want people using holistic means to heal themselves. Right. So you're absolutely positively right on that. So we got it's an awakening for everything, right? Awakening for everything. It's just amazing. It's just like all of a sudden you just wake up and be like, hey, I want what? It's just amazing. So the Most High is gracious and He is great, and I don't know. I'm just excited because I'm already a garden and plant guy. So when I start looking into it and start seeing the pictures, I'm like, wait a minute, I seen that. And then Sheila Jackson, right? Picture This and Planting are two apps that are cheap to download on your phone, $20 a year. You're right. Picture This. So yeah, you'll hover over the plant, and then Picture This. They have a whole bunch of different plants in the app. Yes, so I'm definitely looking into that. All right. So yeah, Elephant Man Podcast Network. I want y'all to check it out. I think I put that link in there. Um, but if not, then I'm gonna put it in there again. Copy. I got so many tabs and windows open. You'll be okay. And that is this one right here. Petrochemicals in modern medicine. When they demonize the holistic medicine, took over the American Medical Association. took over everything, American Cancer Association, so they can't come up again, and then just start putting out the petrochemical, right? This one I had too, Nipsey, Nick, and CB was my part 2, and it had some CB interviews and different things on there. He was explaining things. They pulled that show, so I have to find a link to that show. I don't know. I got it on some. I forgot which platform I got that show on, but they pulled that one, so I'll make sure you guys get that if you want it. Elephant Man Podcast Network. Subscribe, like, share, subscribe, share it, share with other people, and I like to chop it up with my people. Also, they didn't tore it down. Some of y'all know what they didn't tore down. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. They didn't tore it down, y'all. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna even say what it is. I can't believe they tore it down. All right. We're gonna discuss it tomorrow. Elephant Man Podcast Network. Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. I am out of here. Shalom. Perfect. Perfect.